Good morning, it's March 18th. Decided to go for a quick walk in the woods. As you can see, there's still quite a bit of snow in the woods.
I've got a little snow depth stick set up right in our backwoods, still at 24 inches. Right out back where our maple syrup setup is. It's a pretty rough setup, but it works pretty good for us. It's a 50-gallon oil drum tipped on its side, and we have legs welded to it. A hole in the back for a chimney, which we just have the elbow bracket in there right now, but the chimney is laying on the ground. A big pan on top and a hole cut out on the front side here so we can stuff the wood in. We got some wood scraps there and then a wood pile right here. And when we collect, we dump all the sap into this big drum, and when we're ready to boil, we take it out of that and fill the pan up time after time. I'll go show you some of our trees. It's pretty chilly out right now. It's about 18 degrees. It's only supposed to get up to about 32 today, so I don't think the trees will run too much today. Hasn't been very warm the past couple days either, so we only really got a couple good runs last week with temps during the day up into the 40s and lows overnight down into the 20s, which is ideal. It looks like it's going to be that again at the end of this week, so we should see some good running again. But we use the old style spigot and bucket. Got a few taps right in this area here, a couple more up there where the rock wall is, and then the majority of our taps are down through the woods out that way. Got Lucy with me. Gonna go out for a quick hike out in the woods. We'll catch up in a bit. I forgot to mention that it's pretty awesome walking around right now out in the woods. Like I said earlier, there's about 2 feet of snow still, but with that warm up that we had, the snow melted and now it's cold. And when you walk, you stay right on top of the snow. It's pretty nice. This spot right here, this is an old apple tree. It used to be a farm pasture years and years ago, right in the back of our property here. Still a field right up there. But I set up my game camera right behind this apple tree here this past fall and got quite a few pictures of deer coming right to eat from underneath this apple tree. I have that in one of my earlier videos. I have a slideshow of some photos from my game camera that I've gotten back here over the past couple months or so. So check that out when you get a chance. Now this area is still down behind our house, and it was logged a couple falls ago. Used to be really thick fir and soft maple and some spruce, and they cut quite a bit out of it. They left most, if not all, of the oak trees and quite a bit of maple and pine. There goes Lucy. Always full speed ahead for her. Got her nose down. Huh, Lucy? But the deer seem to love it out here. Now that the new growth is coming up, they come out here quite a bit and browse all the new growth. Most of the small, soft maples have grown back up, have been chewed right down, and they'll keep doing that for the next couple of years. You can tell we're definitely changing seasons. The sun has quite a bit more heat to it now. It's really nice. It's been a pretty long winter. We had snow on the ground at the beginning of November and it never left. We had a little warm up just before Christmas, but since then it's been really cold and pretty snowy. We're closing in on about 100 inches so far this year, and we're probably not done yet. We might have a couple small storms here and there, so I wouldn't be surprised if we crest over 100 inches again this year, which is actually pretty typical for our area here in western Maine. Chickadees are out. I'm sure they're ready for warmer weather. I'll keep walking out. There's another new logging area that was just being logged this winter. We'll get out there and I'll show you some of the stuff that he was cutting out there. I made it up to the new logging area. As you can see, the deer are frequenting this area pretty good this winter. I'm sure they're getting pretty hungry. They're coming out and they're browsing all the new stuff that's been cut. He's been cutting mainly big pine out here. Some other softwood as well. Plenty of hemlock. Smells pretty good. I'm sure now with the roads thawing out, most of the roads in our area are posted, so the big heavy trucks can't drive around on them. So I'm sure while we're entering into mud season, he's gonna have to come to a stop. And then I'm sure he'll be back out here again once the roads become unposted again. But this whole area used to be really thick. Still pretty thick, but he's cut quite a bit out of it. Kind of tough to tell on camera. And this is one of his main skid trails. Goes out into the woods up back there. What do you think, Lou? What do you think? And then he was hauling all of his wood out into this small field up here, and he was yarding right out here. Works out great this time of year. Obviously, the ground is frozen, so he was able to drive his pulp truck right out into the woods out here. Skidder's sitting right over there. I'm not sure if you can see it. See if I can't zoom in. Got a pretty big pile of brush over there as well. Like I said, I'm sure he'll be back out here once the roads become unposted again. But this is what he's been up to out here for the past couple weeks. This was his first skid trail. Used to be just an old four-wheeler trail. So we're at the end of where he was logging, and I'm just walking through the woods, and came across this large pile of hair. It's deer hair. Looks like somebody didn't make it through the winter. Get some hide right here. The coyotes made quick work of that one. We have a real coyote issue out here. Hear them almost every night. There's quite a few of them that hang around out here. Ooh. I think I should have worn the snowshoes out here. Sinking down a little bit further than I was up in the open where the sun's done a little work on the snow and just thawed it, and then the cold air refroze it. Hasn't worked as hard on it out here in the woods. It keeps sinking. Made it back out to the original cutting right down below our house. Just a short hike, probably about a mile or so. Would have gone a little further, but I started sinking pretty good out in the woods there. I'll have to go out with my snowshoes the next time. You can see one of our old snowshoe trails right here. So as you can see, this is some of the new soft maple, red maple growth from a tree that they cut a couple years ago. And all the tips have been browsed by the deer. And it's like that everywhere out here, all these little clumps. We're back up to the back of our property. That right there is one of our best trees, probably our best tree for running. It's a beautiful sugar maple. Sits right in the sun for the majority of the day. We've only got one tap in it. I know we could probably put another one on it, but we just do it for hobby. Got a couple more buckets down there. A few in here. As you can see, we're facing southeast right here. They get all this nice sunlight during the morning and first part of the day. These trees usually run their best late morning through midday, and then as the sun goes down over here in the afternoon, they start to slow down as it cools back off. Gonna walk back up to the yard. We'll go see Joplin. I'll show you guys our horse real quick. Made it back up into the yard. There's the horse barn right there. Chicken coop. We've got 9 birds in there right now. We've got another 6 that we have on order for this spring. We'll go see Joppy. We have a bunch of Christmas trees planted too, about 100. They're 3 or 4 years since we planted them in the ground here. Hey, you. Hey. What you up to? You like the sun? Huh? You enjoying the sun? I'm sure she's pretty anxious for the snow to melt. Thankfully, it should go pretty quick in the field here. The sun will work its magic, but can't come soon enough for her. All right, guys, thanks for watching.